Can faith and reason truly walk hand in hand, or are they destined to always collide? Thomas Aquinas, one of the greatest minds of the Middle Ages, dared to answer that question in a way that still shapes the world today. He believed that truth is not divided, that philosophy and theology, logic and belief can actually strengthen each other, a radical idea for his time and perhaps even for ours. In this video, we'll explore 10 timeless lessons from Thomas Aquinas, lessons that can help you think more clearly, live more meaningfully, and find balance between the heart and the mind. We'll talk about how he saw happiness, why virtue matters, and what it really means to pursue wisdom. But before we dive in, let me ask you this. Do you believe that reason alone can lead us to truth, or do you think there must be something more? Lesson 1. Faith and reason are not enemies. Aquinas believed that faith and reason are like two wings lifting the human spirit toward truth. For him, philosophy explained what the mind could grasp, while theology revealed mysteries beyond human reach. Imagine two travelers, one carrying a lantern, the other guided by the stars. The lantern lights the immediate path, but the stars reveal the ultimate direction. Aquinas believed both are needed. Think about today. In an age of science and technology, are we perhaps forgetting the stars while holding too tightly to the lantern? Lesson 2. True happiness is found in God alone. For Aquinas, all human desires, wealth, pleasure, fame, point towards something greater. He argued that ultimate happiness, what he called beatitudo, can only be found in God. He used a striking image. No matter how much we drink from the wells of this world, our thirst always returns. But the spring of God never runs dry. So here's the question. Are we chasing shallow streams or drinking from the source itself? Lesson 3. Virtue is the path to fulfillment. Aquinas didn't believe happiness was passive. It required cultivating virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. He saw virtue as a kind of training for the soul, much like exercise strengthens the body. Picture a knight in medieval times. Without discipline, he'd misuse his sword. With discipline, he defends truth and goodness. Aquinas believed our lives are just like that. Virtue arms us to live rightly. And here's the challenge. Which virtue do you think you're strongest in? And which one needs training? Lesson 4. Humility opens the door to wisdom. Despite his brilliance, Aquinas insisted that humility was essential. He often reminded his students that pride blinds the mind, while humility makes it teachable. There's even a story that near the end of his life, after writing thousands of pages, Aquinas called his works straw, compared to the reality of God. Imagine that, the man considered one of history's greatest thinkers, calling his own work mere straw. If Aquinas could see his genius as straw, how might that challenge the way we view our own achievements? Lesson 5. Love is the greatest command. For Aquinas, love was not just an emotion, it was the highest form of willing the good of another. He saw love as the glue of the universe, the very essence of God's nature. He argued that even the pursuit of knowledge should be rooted in love, because knowledge without love can turn cold or even dangerous. So let's pause for a moment. In your own life, do you lead with knowledge first, or with love first? These first 5 lessons reveal Aquinas' heart, a balance between faith and reason, a call to virtue, humility, and above all, love. But there's more. In the next 5 lessons, we'll look at how he approached morality, prayer, justice, and even the mysteries of human purpose. Lesson 6. Justice is more than fairness. For Aquinas, justice wasn't just about following laws or being fair. It was about giving each person what they are truly owed: dignity, respect, and compassion. He argued that justice connects us to others. Without it, society falls apart. Think of a medieval marketplace. If the merchant cheats with false weights, the whole community suffers. Justice, then, is not just a private virtue. It's the foundation of human relationships. Imagine your own daily life. How different would our world look if everyone practiced even the simplest acts of justice consistently? Lesson 7. Prayer shapes the soul. Aquinas believed prayer wasn't just asking God for favors. It was shaping the soul to desire what is good and holy. He once wrote that prayer aligns our hearts with God's will, like tuning a musical instrument. Without tuning, the instrument makes noise but not music. With tuning, the same instrument creates harmony. So here's a thought. Are our prayers noise, or are they harmony? Lesson 8. Knowledge must lead to action. Aquinas lived in a time of immense scholarship, yet he insisted that knowledge alone is not enough. He wrote that wisdom must bear fruit in action. Think about it. What use is it to study kindness but never practice it? Or to know all about nutrition yet ignore your health? For Aquinas, real knowledge transforms the way we live. In your own life, is there something you know is right, but haven't yet acted on? Lesson 9. Every human life has inherent value. Centuries before human rights were formally declared, Aquinas argued that every human being bears the image of God. Therefore, every life carries dignity, regardless of wealth, status, or ability. In his world, society was sharply divided between nobles, peasants, and clergy. Yet he boldly taught that the beggar on the street and the king on the throne are equally valuable before God. If we truly believed every person had infinite worth, how differently would we treat strangers, or even those who oppose us? Lesson 10. The ultimate goal is union with God. All of Aquinas' philosophy and theology pointed to one truth. The human heart longs for union with God. For him, this was the destiny of the soul, the reason behind every search for meaning. He described it as seeing God face to face, not through shadows or concepts, but in perfect clarity. That was his vision of heaven. And he believed every choice we make now, big or small, leads us closer or farther from that ultimate union. And so the final question is this: what direction are our choices leading us? Closer to God or away from Him? With these 10 lessons, we glimpse the mind of Thomas Aquinas, a man who brought reason and faith together, who taught that happiness comes from virtue and love, and who reminded us that every human life is destined for something eternal. So let's take a step back and look at the big picture. Thomas Aquinas left us with 10 lessons that are just as powerful today as they were in the 13th century. Faith and reason are not enemies. True happiness is found in God alone. Virtue is the path to fulfillment. Humility opens the door to wisdom. Love is the greatest command. Justice is more than fairness. Prayer shapes the soul. Knowledge must lead to action. Every human life has value, and the ultimate goal of life is union with God. These are not just medieval ideas. They are living truths that challenge us to think deeper, live with purpose, and love more fully. If these lessons from Aquinas spoke to you, do me a favor. Hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode in this series. And let me ask you, Which of these 10 lessons do you feel you need most in your life right now? Leave a comment below, and I'd love to hear your reflections.